Hello, my name is Ellen, and this is my very first sketchbook tour. Actually, it's my very first sketchbook that I've ever completed from cover to cover. I've done a lot of drawing in the past, but I have never completed a sketchbook from front to back. And so let's get comfortable, grab a coffee, grab your tea, grab your cat, and get comfortable because I'm going to walk you through my sketchbook and talk about what I learned in the whole process. And if I'm completely honest, I'm sharing some of my vulnerability with you. So grab your sketchbook and maybe be a little vulnerable with me too. So I was really inspired by some other artists to create a title page, and so I thought it'd be fun to do something with a lot of color and furs, animal prints, and that kind of thing. I started to think of it kind of like the welcome mat to my sketchbook. I started this sketchbook on October 20th, 2022, and I completed it on March 10th, 2023. Let's dive in. To start, I thought it would be fun to draw something kind of quirky and use my Micron pen, and so that's what I started with. Then I dove right into eye expressions, and I wanted to use some color, and so I washed them over with watercolor and colored pencil. Now, a lot of these, if you've seen any of my videos, you might have seen them in another little short video of me creating it, and so I will try to link those throughout the whole video in case you want to watch those too. This page was just have fun, don't plan anything, see what comes out. And the second page right here was just a test page to see how much ink this paper could hold. These are some watercolor paintings that I created when I went to New England with my husband for a friend's wedding. And over here is where it gets weird. So I've seen artists do this before where they just create shapes or blobs and then you have to fill it in. And so that's what that was about, and that's what came out. Here you see a man who is touching a bottle of vinegar with an 11-foot pole because my husband hates vinegar and I thought it would be funny to draw that. This is just a sketch that I drew while I was at church one day, just drawing from the pews, listening to the sermon. And of course, here's my Halloween drawing. There's a video to that too. And there's also a video to this. Funny enough, I actually had a dream that I created this painting, so I had to create it. And it's just obviously a mixture of Patrick and SpongeBob kind of mixed up a little bit. Next to that is an idea for a painting that I might paint later. This was just sort of a throwback to things I used to do when I was a kid. One of my goals in this sketchbook was to kind of tap into my love of drawing that I developed when I was just a little kid, and I always created like activity books and, you know, houses and paper dolls and all the things. And so I thought it'd be really fun to kind of incorporate some sort of interactive feature in this sketchbook, and I had a lot of fun with this. The paper was not super forgiving of the glue and medium that I used on it, but that's okay. It's wrinkly and flawed, and that's okay. I had a lot of fun. If you want to see these closer up, there is another video that shows all of the little characters that are inside. Here I just wanted to sketch some deer. Then I wanted to work on hands. I've been terrible at drawing hands for so long, so I took the time to really study them, and I definitely want to be drawing more hands because I had way more fun than I expected to have. Here's my elf spread. There is another process video for that. I had so much fun with it. I honestly giggled throughout the whole thing. And here I was just practicing some figure drawing and some body proportions. I've never been good at drawing feet, and so I'm just spending some time really trying to get better at that. And profiles I also struggle with. Without looking at a reference, it's really difficult to draw profiles. This is my son Brody, my middle son, super handsome boy. Always loved his profile, so I drew him. And then ears, of course, are also difficult. And noses are just super fun to draw. And here I wanted to practice more pen work and trying to draw clean lines. So I drew some flowers and an elephant. I love elephants. Here was just another unplanned whatever page. I did have some parameters that I set for myself that I put on this little card here. I didn't want to use any black. I wanted to stick to a limited color palette, and I kind of just wanted to see what would come out if I didn't plan anything at all. And so this is what ended up coming out. And again, I just felt like a kid creating this just because I was doing it for no other reason than to have fun. And in this sketchbook, I tried to really use every single page, even if there was ink bleed through on the other page. I tried to use the entire thing. Here is characters I loved as a kid. I had a lot of fun drawing this as well. Just some of my favorite of all time cartoon characters that I believe sort of shaped my personality. This is, I want to call it a throwaway spread because it's just ink bleed and really crappy drawing on the other side. But here is where we get into some fun stuff. This is an activity that I came up with different color palettes and mediums that you can use, and then as well as actual prompts for drawing. And what you do is you roll the dice to get the right number, and I will demonstrate that for you. So you roll, so you get a 3, so that's your color palette. Here's a 4, so we're going to be using marker. And then we flip it over and we roll it twice for this. And we got the 6th box. And one more time. Number 3 is calm. So that means we would be using that color palette, markers, and something that depicts calm. And I've been calling it the dice roll challenge. And I've done a lot of different videos, and it's prompted me for a lot of different sketchbook spreads. And that's where this one came from. The one guy turned out a little weird, but that's okay. Click on the link to watch that video. By now I was getting quite comfortable being flawed and not making every spread perfect, and really just more about developing ideas and having a safe space to just put it all. And I am working on a children's book, and so some of these are just character designs and development. And then when we turn it to see this page, this was my very first attempt at using gouache. It was way more difficult than I expected it to be, but fun nonetheless. And I didn't mind the way it turned out because I thought it was kind of cute. On the next page, you can see just more character development for my children's book that I'm working on. And on to the skulls. I had so much fun drawing these skulls, but then I also wanted to redraw the dancing skeletons that I had on the page that had the windows that you could open, just because they just look so fun, and it's just really funny to me to see how much expression that you can create with just a skeleton. Okay, and on to the next page. So this was part of the dice roll challenge, and I do have a video that I'll link to this. It was green, gouache, and dogs. So green is my favorite color, and I love dogs, so pretty much love doing this. The next page is just about using ink. I was using different types of ink. I had a calligraphy pen and brush markers. And on to the next page, I bought some Crayola markers and some crayons just to have fun and use the materials I used when I was a kid. Here was just an exercise in keeping the creative juices flowing. I drew a bunch of lines to see where my mind would take it, and so I created more patterns with it, and words started to come out, and before I knew it, I was no longer struggling with being creative. Okay, now this lovely couple, again, I was just working on some character design and just trying to draw kind of opposite type characters, and this is what ended up coming out. I thought it'd be funny to see different variations of what he's giving her, and as an artist, I think art supplies is just about the best gift a gal can get. Now this page was really fun. I did a colorblind challenge, and what I did was I turned my light red, and that's how, and I didn't look at any of the names of the colored pencils that I was using, so that I had no idea what colors I was using, so that when I turned it white, it revealed what I actually drew. This page here was really just the back of another page. And here's where I was just doing more doodling and trying to just get loose, and I think this whole sketchbook I was just trying to tap into my childhood love of drawing. And on the back of the page, again, like I'm trying to use the whole book. I used it as a place to list all the things I'm grateful for. Then I thought I would draw more hands because I think that I should practice that for the rest of my life. And this day was Christmas, that's why it's kind of Christmas themed. I saw these like fashion models on Instagram, and these pictures that were posted. I just thought they were so cool looking. And I don't draw enough figures in that sort of form, and so I drew 3 people. And now is the 100 Heads Challenge. There is another video that I have posted for this, and so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it because I talk about it more in that video. So if you are interested in hearing my thought process about the 100 Heads Challenge, you are welcome to click on this link and you can watch that as well. After finishing the 100 Heads Challenge, there was a little bit of what do I draw now, And I really wanted to do some more work with the Copic grayscale markers, and so I drew an upside down bat. This next spread, there's not much to it, there's just ink bleed from the pages on either side, and so I used this as a sketch for a painting that I'm going to do. And this one, I just kind of drew two variations of bees, one that were really cartoony, and this other one that was just a little bit more anatomically correct. But I also wanted to concentrate on putting colors in where I wouldn't normally put colors, and so I used purples and yellows and greens and blues together in different places just to experiment with using color better. And this next spread has two different paintings. On the left we have mushrooms painted with oil. This was another dice roll challenge. I will link the video too if you want to watch that. And on the right was yet again another dice roll challenge. I used acrylic. The prompt was hair, and that was the color palette. Kind of interesting, something I probably wouldn't have painted otherwise. This is hard to see, but I just used a colored pencil to do a little bit more figure drawing. It feels like just a fundamental thing that we should be practicing all the time. Now onto this page, there is a saying called steal like an artist. Now, before you get mad at me for stealing another artist's work, I did not do that. I gave them credit on the paper, and the whole practice behind this is to be able to use some of the concepts, the minimal lines, the expressiveness and the exaggerated features, the exaggerated body postures and that kind of thing, so that when I flip over to the next page and you see this is all my stuff, I was applying some of those concepts to my characters. The point is to be able to change the way I draw, change my perspective, so I'm not stuck in my own one way of drawing. That's what all artists do, is essentially borrow ideas from each other and then use them in our own original work. And moving on to the next page, I really wanted to work more on drawing body movements, and so I looked at some reference drawings of dancers and gymnasts and just was trying to make sure I got the proportions right. Here I did some work on Procreate. I just designed a greeting card that I thought would be cute and funny, and that I want to create into an actual greeting card that people can buy. And then over here we have Homer Simpson. This was part of a dice roll challenge, and there is a video that goes with that. Here is some more work on Procreate. These are sticker mock-ups. I am trying to create some stickers as well, and so I just put them all on one page. I printed them out to see how they would look, and so I thought I would put them in my sketchbook. Here is Dwight K. Schrute. Funny thing about this is we paused the TV when we were watching The Office one time, and this was the pause screen, and so I took a picture of it and I said I have to draw that. Here is another dice roll challenge. The prompt word was hats, and this was the color palette. That's just me and all the many hats that I wear as an artist and a realtor and a worship leader and a mom. This page, I don't know. I just wanted to draw with my Micron pen and was trying to come up with a new art name, and so I just drew a bunch of random stuff trying to get an idea. This page here on the left, I started to sketch out a dream that I had. And now here we have actual gold. It occurred to me to draw Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin Laid an Egg. It's one of those situations where, well, people ask why, I ask why not, because it made me giggle. Okay, and this page, I was trying to draw Jesus. There was a specific time on the cross when he said, "Why have you forsaken me?" And I was listening to worship music while I was drawing this, not really planning it out and not trying to come up with something super perfect and amazing. Honestly, this page was really just about worship for me. I'm a worship leader, and usually I do that with music, but this particular day I was using art to worship. And this next spread is a cute little forest scene with a little bunny. I wanted to create something with my markers again. In case you're wondering, these are not the most expensive markers. I bought them at Walmart for maybe $40, and they are pretty good alcohol markers. You can definitely tell a difference between these and the Copic markers. So if you're interested in getting started with using alcohol markers for your art, it is not a bad idea to invest in some of the cheaper ones first, and as you get more used to that, you can continue to build up your Copic collection because they are extremely expensive to invest in, and so it does take a little bit of practice in getting used to working with these types of markers, but very much worth it. And this next page is just another dice roll challenge and a sketch for a painting that I had started. And this is the final and last spread. This might be my favorite spread from the entire sketchbook. I drew this whole thing with mostly my Micron pen again, and I wanted to draw just animals and nature, and it made me think of the old school illustration styles of children's books from years and years ago. I've always loved those, so this was my attempt to sort of create something similar to that, and I do believe I'm going to be turning this into a print that you can buy because I loved the way it turned out, and I would like to hang it on my own wall, so I thought maybe somebody else might want that too. And for the very last page, what I did was I decided to write down all the things that I learned in this sketchbook over the last 5 months. And I'm really glad that I did that because it made me really reflect on how much skills I gained. And it's something I recommend that anybody does, just so you can sort of track your progress if your goal is to improve as an artist. And that's it. That's the whole sketchbook. I want to thank you so much for coming and visiting my page today and watching this sketchbook tour. It was my first one. I was so excited to be able to do this, and I was a little scared too, just because, like I said, it takes a lot of vulnerability. Artists have a gift of creating something, but then it takes a whole other level to bring yourself to share it with the world. And it's not that we do it because we want acknowledgement of our skills or anything like that. For me, it's all about being able to pour into the pool of artists out there who have also poured into me. I did not go to art school, and all of what I have learned over the past 10 years or so as an artist have all come from YouTube artists out there sharing their work. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks again for stopping by, and if you haven't already, I would so appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel so I can continue creating content like this for you all. It's something I love to do. Everyone take care and God bless.